Hey, you wonderful people, Wondrous here back with another video. I'll be honest, I didn't plan on making a video on this topic. It wasn't a situation that I was probably gonna try and cover because I'm not really big on, I like watching, YouTube situations and things like this, but if you're like me and you've been on YouTube for the past few days, maybe a week or so, you've been probably hearing, at least through the grapevine, of this whole Hasan and Kaya and shock collar controversy, and I kind of wanted to just do a quick little video on it for reasons. So the first and foremost and most important reason why I'm doing a video on this is because the topic and the underlying topic is something I hold dear to my heart, which is I'm an advocate for animal safety. I don't like animal cruelty. I don't like animal abuse. I don't like, this whole, that sphere that goes into that world. I'm not in for that mentality. The second reason is because there are just certain things in this topic that I feel like I can at least throw my 2 cents in, and so we'll get started. The one of the first things I wanted to address really with this, I wanted to do pretty much the entire video is just going to be me addressing 3 things. So the first thing I wanted to address is Hasan's strange actions, or his inaction, pretty much in this exact what I would call it his response video to the claims, right, that he abuses Kaya, and Kaya is his dog in question, is the dog in question. The reason why I bring this up, and the reason why I really wanted to cover this part, is because, like I said, I watched this entire video through its entirety, and not once does Hasan give any description or details, or he doesn't tell us the model of the device. He doesn't show the remote, which is kind of funny, because after he, even when he showed, right here it says showing the collar, someone in his chat pretty much says to show the remote. Okay, yeah, here we go. So it says right here, show remote. So someone in his exact chat even said show remote, And the reason why I wanted to bring up this topic is because through this whole video, it doesn't really seem like Hasan uses the best strategy for his defense or defending his image. And let's be real here. He's pretty big in the social media sphere. He's pretty big in YouTube and whatnot. And he has a big following, right? Image and public image is very, very crucial. So it's kind of weird, certain things that he does or does not do. And that is within like I said, he doesn't say anything, any details. He doesn't tell us the make or model. And I even went through and looked at his description. There's no mention of the make or model of the collar. He doesn't have a make or model. He doesn't have links or anything. So, kind of strange, something that you figured you would be doing. And I know some people are saying, well, it's not his responsibility. It's the responsibility of the people making the claim, the claim of the negative, whatever. And that is really hard to prove. And that's true. But the thing is he already did a response video. This is his response video. So if you're trying to protect your image or regain your image in the social sphere, you would definitely say something simple like that. If I was in Hasan's shoes, right, and I made a response video and I was actually being, criticized or brought into this light, and someone was saying this stuff about me, I would have immediately debunked it, been like, look, I don't have it's not a shock collar, and I would have taken the collar off, and I would have linked where I bought it, and I would have told them the model number. I would have definitely left links, and I would have at least talked about it in my exact response video or before the response video, because this came out after, I think this was a day after, right? This was a day after the controversy, I think, started, which was 7 days ago. So this is why it's pretty weird to me, just Hasan's actions, right? Because he doesn't ever bring up these details, and these are very simple details that totally could have cleared the air, could have made him in a good light, right? And another thing to keep a note about this whole 7 days ago thing was all these people who are defending him and saying that he didn't do wrong. Oh, she's spoiled, she's this, she's that. More and more, I guess, evidence or other videos, not even just videos of my taking, or people in my realm, you know what I mean? Like people who just voicing their opinions and throwing their 2 cents into the well. There are actually dog trainers and people who have been debunking his claims and saying that what he's saying is kind of weird and things like this. For instance, one of them was Ace 19 brings up certain things about the remote and how he hides it. One thing about this body language issue that I have here, because I watched this and it's the body language for me is kind of weird, right? Because usually when you're trying to, I wanted to give the benefit of the doubt to Hasan here and say, oh, maybe he's trying to move this out of the way to bring something over on his desk, but that's not what he does. If you watch this,
that it is indeed a
he just pushes it and then just grabs something out of the box.
So yes,
and if you're trying to make a claim that, oh, he's just trying to push that away because it was about to fall, or he's hazardous of falling, he's being cautious. Watch this. Watch what he does.
A black-colored remote proves beyond any and all doubt.
All he does is push it, and the box he reaches into for a cookie, actually, he pulls it closer to the edge, actually over the edge a little bit. So if Hasan is really careful about trying to not have something drop on the ground, yet he doesn't really care about the box of cookies, kind of seems like a wishy-washy, weak defense, really. That's just what I'm going to say about that. I'm going to link Ace1918's video here in the description. So another thing that I wanted to add here was from Act Like a Human, Think Like a Dog. I was watching this video, pretty good stuff. Now, there are certain things on this topic itself that I kind of wanted to bring up that I just don't agree with. I don't agree with the size of the pen or kennel, whatever you want to call it. It's a pen, whatever. I don't agree with the having those two size dogs with that size bed, especially in that small area. I don't agree with that at all. And I don't agree with the fact that Hasan himself even admits that he knows Fiona, like Fiona's gonna bite at Kaya and Fiona wants to get out of the pen, which Kevin here from Act Like a Human, Think Like a Dog is about to cover.
We're about to see Kaya, being the little bitch that she is bored of the attention she's not getting from Fiona and doing everything in her power. She will inevitably become a little bit more annoying and more of a nuisance. She's slowly but surely testing the boundaries, trying to see what she can get away with.
Now, in the beginning of this clip, you can hear Hasan say that he's not sure if it's a good idea to put these two in such a tight, confined space. Now, I'm not sure at what point he actually hired the trainer to work with him and Kaya, but the fact that he's doing this without knowing if it's a good idea is extremely irresponsible. If you're going to socialize your two dogs, it's best to take them to something like a backyard or some kind of neutral ground, which is big enough for the dogs to be able to have the freedom to move about as they need to.
Yeah. So Kevin is exactly right here, and something that I agree with, because I've owned two dogs in my life, and I have never thought that putting them in small enclosures and not socializing them properly was a good technique. I didn't think that would ever, and it never works out well. You know, because you're establishing within your dog's nature, because it's in their nature to try and pick up on things. It's everyone's, you know, even in humans, we pick up on things, especially when we're puppies or when we're, sorry, not puppies, but when we're babies, when we're young, we pick up on things. So it's kind of interesting that people don't take this stance with dogs. They think, oh, just throw in puppies in a small enclosure, they're socializing, that's good for them. No, that's not how it works. Kevin brings up something else pretty interesting here too. So
she just learned now that she can get Fiona's attention by putting her fucking face all up in her face. Okay? Very quickly, she will most likely very quickly learn that that's probably a mistake. Because if she keeps pushing Fiona is going to bite.
See how Hasan even knows, he already knows what's going to happen.
Oh, there we go. Good job, Fiona. You fucking tell her. You tell her what's what. She needs to learn her goddamn place.
While I do agree that a younger dog should be put around older, more socialized dogs to teach them social skills and to teach them boundaries, not all socialization is equal. This is how people get into trouble. We assume that if we just throw our younger dog in with a bunch of dogs, that is socialization, and this is not true.
Yeah.
It's best to socialize your puppy with older dogs who are well balanced, who don't have any behavioral issues, and have really good social skills, so that if they do need to discipline the younger dog, that it doesn't escalate to a fight or they don't end up hurting the puppy. I don't see anything wrong with what Fiona is doing to Kaya. However, the problem is in that Hasan is not actually putting his full attention on the dogs. He cares more about his fucking live stream. When anytime you have an interaction between two dogs, especially a puppy and an older dog, your 100% focus should be on what's taking place between those two dogs, so that if you see a moment where things may escalate to a level that you really don't want them to go, you can intervene and stop that from happening.
And that's another thing, actually, kind of funny that he brought this up, because I just realized some people have come, like some of the Hasan defenders have been saying, oh, should Hasan, you know, because the point is that people are kind of irritated that he's using Kaya as a prop. I mean, that's one of the points. And some of these Hasan defenders of this point are saying, well, what would you have? What, you want your dog to wander around irresponsibly? It's like, well, here's the thing though. It's like, so which one is it? It's like, Do you want him to focus on his dog and have her nearby, or do you not want him to focus on his dog and care, right? You can't have it both ways. That's just not how it works. That's all I'm going to say on that topic. So next topic I wanted to address, which is some of the defense that I've seen, which I think is pretty terrible, is this whole thing that because Hasan had a clip or some video or live stream or whatever like 10 years ago, it should saying that he never wants to, he doesn't want to use a shock collar, that somehow exonerates the present. And the reason why I think this claim is pretty bogus and it's pretty crazy is because if this were applied to any other situation, it wouldn't hold up. So it definitely doesn't hold up here, right? So the example that I'm going to give is like, let's say a man in 2025 is caught stealing a candy bar from like a convenience store or Circle K or whatever, right? And he's arrested and jailed, but some people are coming to his defense saying, well, he has a video or a live stream saying he would never steal. Some people are saying that this is a good defense for Hasan. You know, it's not. Just because he has a video 10 years ago, even 1 year ago, even 1 month ago, it doesn't matter if you have a video saying, oh, I'm never going to do X, and then go do X later and be like, well, that's my defense. See, I said I'm not going to do it here, so I didn't do it here. That's not how it works. So I just don't understand that defense or whatever. Now, third and final topic I'm really going to touch up on here is the joint relief topic. So the joint relief topic, this is something that I kind of found out through, well, not just from watching this video, but when I was reading his description, it says she has a collar that vibrates. She has to stay on her bed so she doesn't get joint problems, but that's not really how that works. He says he works with dog trainers and things like this, but I myself have, like I said, I've owned dogs, I've met dogs, I've met dog owners, I've met dog trainers, and I've never heard any of them say, oh, you should keep your dog on a bed for their joints. None of them say that. They say that if you're trying to rest your dog, if your dog needs rest, but the context here is the fact that, from what I've gathered, is that Hasan keeps her on her bed for his streams or during his videos and whatnot, so it's not the same context at all. You know, it's different than if your dog was trying to rest and then your dog gets up to try and wander around. That means your dog wants to get up and wander around. Just let your dog get up and wander around. Don't tell it place. Don't try to make the place that it's discomfort, you know, it's uncomfortable, because that kind of defeats the purpose, as Charlie says here in his crazy day on Twitch video. So yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just kind of weird to me how people are taking this entire thing and exaggerating the exact opposite end, or they're trying to take something and try and reframe it for their narrative. But the context is, people aren't saying that dogs shouldn't rest. People are saying he's using her as a prop and not allowing her to move around and wander when she wants to. When a dog gets off a bed, that means they want to either A, adjust themselves around the bed, or B, they want to wander around. That's what they do. And I would never look back and get angry with my dog, as Hasan seems to get he gets pretty short with her. And to Hasan's defense here, he does admit that he did some wrong there. He was already frustrated with something about his internet going out that day, and he kind of, you know, he should not have taken out some of that aggression on his dog. That's fine. Good for him to own up to that. But the thing is, there's other aspects that have been coming to light. The fact that body language, the fact that she yelps, people are saying some weird claims that, oh, you can tell that she, you know, stuck her claw or stuck her paw, or her, what did Charlie said, called it, it's something, it's like a something pad or something paw, whatever. It's that one thing on your dogs, like it's higher up on their limb. And it's pretty much an evolutionary thing that they no longer need, but it can be sensitive. But people are saying that might have been what it is, but a lot of videos have been surfacing saying that that's not the case. I've even seen it in like slow-mo. I've seen it like frame by frame. Yeah, that's not the case. And usually those pads or those parts of them are not that sensitive, that just barely touching something or barely like this right here, that would not cause her to yelp the way that she yelps. His body language after she yelps, he doesn't really seem that concerned. He doesn't look over. And some people are saying, for defense on this, is like, well, you idiots, it's like a mirror. He can see her in the right monitor. But that's not how humans are when we're reactionary. Yes, we understand that we have monitors and we have ways to see things behind us. But think about it this way. You know, I'm just going to say anecdotally, or from my perspective, if I was live streaming and I even saw my dog on a monitor and they yelped, I would still turn around to look. I wouldn't just look at a monitor that is, by the way, I don't know if you guys realize this, but if you look at a monitor trying to see something behind you, it's not going to give you the resolution or the realistic details that you would need in a moment. Let's say when your pet yelps in pain, you would turn around to see what's going on because we want to see more detail of what's going on, and we have a better, I guess what you want to call resolution, or a better detailed grasp, because our eyes see a better detail than what monitors can project, and we also see a better perspective because, like I said, monitors do not project that perspective, right? Yeah, I don't understand that defense on that. So anyway, that's all I'm going to be really talking about this topic. And if more gets unveiled, then cool, I might, cover more, but I do have other projects in the way right now, and we'll see how this situation progresses. But anyway, I just wanted to give a little quick video for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy, have a great week, and as always, stay wonderful.